Here we go, the Leafs press conference just wrapping up not too long ago with this man right here, Kyle Dubas. Lots of takeaways, so let's get into them. There was a point during the media availability where he answered a question about signing contracts to long term, and he talked about the value in the deals and the player being able to live up to that deal through the duration of the contract. Now, that's not a shot at Zach Hyman, but is a shot across the bow to anyone reaching those ages and playing sort of a grinding style game that they're not going to extend you long term, and maybe a little poke at Zach Hyman to say, hey, you've had 2 major knee surgeries, and we love you as a player, love what you do for the city, love everything around you, but unfortunately, 29 years old, signing an 8-year deal, you're probably only going to get 3 more years prime of Zach. So he's letting everyone know that going that long and having that player live up to that value is not going to happen with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Another interesting one was the comments about Zach Bogosian, which there were not many. He talked about how he was a force and a physical player, but there wasn't a lot of talk about bringing him back. He did indicate the door isn't closed, but they haven't had any communications, and it didn't seem like they were really hot on the fact of bringing back Zach Bogosian after the fact. Anyways, talking about Sandin, Liljegren, and Mac Hollowell challenging for roster spots, feeling they blocked them over the years. So to me, that sounds like the Zach Bogosian door may be closed, which doesn't bode well, I think, for the Maple Leafs. He was a physical guy and a guy I'd like to see back on that back end. Same ilk with Alex Galchenyuk. They said the door isn't closed, but they haven't had any meaningful conversations with him. As well as Freddie Anderson, the door isn't closed, but still no contract talks there. So where do the Leafs go from here? Well, Kyle Dubas is doubling, tripling, quadrupling, however you want to feel, down on the core 4 and saying they will take the necessary steps next year, and he believes in the group that they have. So there will be a lot of around the edges kind of things that Toronto Maple Leafs are going to do. I don't think it'll be anything huge. Maybe a depth defenseman in case those guys can't step up and crack the lineup, and probably some bargain bin, hey, you got to take another kick at the can of your career kind of players, maybe like Alex Galchenyuk, Jimmy Vesey ilk, and they'll try to fill that out down there. We'll probably maybe get to see a look at Radomir Mirov, and we may even get a chance to look at Mr. Nick Robertson in a top 6 role. And I know Amirov is playing for UFA, so maybe he won't be back on this side of the pond for this season, but definitely Nick Robertson. And of course, we have Joey Anderson down there as well, looking for a roster spot. And don't forget about Clark Monroe's favorite guy, Adam Brooks, who may fill in admirably in that third C4C kind of, compilation here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But they definitely need to step it up and figure out what's going on. But that's the breakdown from the press conference. If you like what you hear, make sure you go Leafs go and hit the follow.